Hey everybody, Stephanie Simmons here, and summer is quickly approaching, and of course, everybody wants a beach bod, right? And a beach face, men and women alike. So we're here today at Skinavatio, and we're gonna be talking about the top trends to get your summer 2025 bod and face. Let's do this.
Welcome in.
All right, Shauna is the owner of Skinavatio. So tell us about all the trends this year. We know about the Botox and things like that.
Yes.
But you do some pretty unique stuff here.
Thank you, we do. We try to keep everyone's skin glowing and summer ready. We have a facial here called the Glass Facial, and we are actually so excited to bring it from LA to Houston. We're the only med spa in all of Houston that has this laser. It's great at resurfacing your skin. There's no downtime. It gives you a really great collagen boost. And for someone like you that has to be on camera or a wedding, some important event within 24 hours, this is probably the best thing that you can get.
Ooh, okay, so we're gonna see a model in just a little bit, and we'll dive deeper into what the Glass Facial is coming up. I've never even heard of it, so that's very exciting. And it's so cool that you're bringing this to Houston.
Yes.
So we know about Botox, we
Yes.
know about fillers, we know about things like that, but what can you tell us that is something good for both men and women going into the summer season where maybe there's not a ton of downtime?
Love that. I think honestly, most of our services are going to be unisex. We cater to both men and women here. Yes, we have the Botox. Yes, we have the weight loss, but we also do microneedling here, which is great. There is a bit of downtime. It's not as fast as our Glass Facial. With microneedling, you're looking at about 5 to 8 days for your downtime, but it's still great. It gives you that summer boost. It's going to get rid of pores, which is great. And then on top of that, we offer our Salmon DNA mask, which is a great calming mask that we can put on your face after you get your microneedling, which I think is great. It's going to build collagen. We can exfoliate for men for their beards. Like we're going to teach them how to take care of their beards underneath there, just men's skincare in general. But yeah, we also do IV therapy. I think a lot of times summer, people, especially here, get really dehydrated. So I think our IVs are really great hydration. We also offer weight loss IVs. We offer biotin, which is good for hair. We have so many great options, I think, for summertime. So we want to keep everybody fresh.
And we have so much time here, so we're going to dig into those one by one. But I do think another popular thing to ask, there's a lot of people coming out of college. They don't have a lot of money. So what's something that's the most affordable that is really going to work for people?
Honestly, I think our Glass Facial is extremely affordable. It's a medium price range. You can come in for our basic Glass Facial that doesn't include our deluxe pre-wash and mask and stuff. So our basic medium Glass Facial is only going to run you $199, which I think is great. It's a great medium price for almost anyone. It's like less than you would go to a spa and go get a facial, because a lot of times facials are running you, a basic facial is like $275 to $300. So if you can come in and get this amazing laser done without all the extras, I think it's great.
And then if somebody comes in and they say, I know I want to look like this, that, or X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Can you customize services
Absolutely.
for them if they have sensitive skin or if they have eczema, things like that?
Yeah, 100%. So our skincare that we offer here is obviously we offer top of the line skincare, and it is geared towards sensitive skin because myself, I have sensitive skin. So I try to focus that for my patients that come in. We try not to use anything too harsh. All of our products are organic and natural. So I think it works for all ranges of skin.
Okay, and what about, you said it's unisex for everyone.
Yes.
What about for Caucasian skin versus African American skin versus Latinos?
Yes.
Is everyone the
Everyone
same
is
when
welcome,
it comes to
and I think that
the lasers? Okay.
Yes, 100%. So that was a big thing for me because I knew coming to the Houston market, I was going to have a lot of different types of skin here. So that was huge. I do have a YAG laser, which is geared for the darker skin, all the way up to Caucasian skin. So we have 2 different heads that we can use for everyone's skin, and I'm glad that you brought that up because that's a big thing. And I think a lot of people with darker pigmentation in their skin, for the Hispanic or even sometimes the Asian culture, they have to stay away from certain lasers because it can burn them or it can cause hyperpigmentation. And so our laser is specific for people with that darker skin. So it goes for both.
Yes, and then of course, and then redheads.
Yes.
Yes, they
We
burn.
take care of everyone
We love
exactly.
our
It's the
redheads,
most
but they will
sensitive
burn.
skin.
Yeah, so you can cater them
We
as well.
cater to them all.
Okay.
Everyone is
Oh,
welcome
wonderful.
here.
Okay, Shauna, so you were talking about the top 5 trends for beauty and this summer.
Yes.
Let's break them down one by one, and we're going to start with PRP.
Yes.
Okay, so why do you think this is such a big deal for people in the summer, men and women?
So I think it's such a big deal because you get such great results in such minimal downtime.
Okay, and what does it benefit? What are we going to get out of PRP?
So what you get out of PRP is basically we're taking your own blood, and it's a stem cell basically, and then we spin it and we break down the platelets in here, and then we put those back into your own skin. So we call it liquid gold. A lot of doctors call it your liquid gold. So we separate the blood and we take that gold and we inject it back into your face. It can go into your hair. Honestly, PRP can be really used all over the whole body, but
Well, I've heard about PRP injections for knee issues
Yes.
or shoulders and things like
Absolutely.
that. So essentially, you're cleaning the blood to help repair areas faster.
Exactly, because
Okay.
you're taking out all the toxins, everything that's bad in your blood, essentially, right? And you're taking the gold part of it, the clean part, and you're putting it back. Even myself, I've had like shoulder issues. I've put it in my own self, so I'm a believer myself. I had knee surgery, put it in my knee, in my hairline, so you can put it anywhere. But when you put it in your face, it's essentially like you're creating your own fillers, really. So it's like your own. You're instead of getting, let's say, like a Juvederm or any type of lip filler, we can do it on your lips. We can do anything, so it builds its own growth, which is great.
You can put PRP in your lips to plump them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
In your under eyes, you can put it, like I said,
Really?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
In your nasal fold. So PRP it's like liquid gold. It's great.
So a filler, I've had filler done. A lot
Same.
of women on television
Absolutely.
have had that done. So I've had things last from anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half.
Yeah.
If people like us were to transition to a PRP, how long would that last?
So when you first do PRP, it's a thing that has to be built on, just like my shoulder when you build on it. So every 3 months you have to re-inject it, and then your body is going to start building its own. So we want our lips more plump, right? You have to come every 3 months and get your injections. After 3 of those injections, this is a solid. It's staying. It's actually what I have in my lips now. So it makes it very natural, very.
It will never go down like a normal filler.
I mean, essentially, yes,
Okay.
because we're women, we're women and men, we age and we lose collagen. So essentially feel like think of it as like building your own collagen in your lips, right? After a while, yes, it's going to go away. Your body eats collagen, we lose it. So I would say maybe after a year and a half, 2 years, you have to come back and start that process again. But at least you're not putting anything foreign in your body, because some people, even like my mom, she's afraid of getting fillers because she's like, I don't know what the side effects are. I don't know how this is going to affect me later. I don't know how it spreads. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff with your own PRP.
And then your lips look very even.
Thank
Sometimes
you.
when people get the filler,
Yeah.
they have it basically enhances some of our abnormalities.
100%.
So is PRP a little better for something
I
like that?
think so, and
Okay.
it's more safe. You know what I mean? I think it's more
Okay.
safe, and absolutely, I didn't get when I get mine done. I don't have those bumps that you get sometimes when you get different fillers, or when you get like maybe a Juvederm or a Restylane sometimes in your lip. You know how you get those balls? You don't have that in here. It's less massaging. So you get your fillers, you have to massage them. It's like so much upkeep. I think with PRP, it's more safe, and it's your own body. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
That's a good
honestly it's liquid
alternative.
gold. So
Okay.
anything that you think that you can inject it in, you can do it.
Okay, awesome. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, you might get people saying, "Can you do my knee as well?"
Do
And
everything.
maybe,
Do everything. Yeah. Honestly.
Okay, so beauty trend number 2, the IVs.
Yes.
And it is very easy to be dehydrated
yes.
here in Houston.
100%.
So where do you do that at?
We're
Over
going to come in
Okay.
here and look at the IVs. Yes. So this is our lovely IV room. We set you up. We turn on this TV. You can watch a little Netflix. You can be on your phone. You can chill. It usually takes about 30 to 45 minutes depending on which IV you choose. We also offer NAD here, which is big. It's really big in LA. I think I think it's starting to catch trend here. NAD is good for our aging client that's maybe over the age of 30 and they want to biohack their age. NAD is going to do that.
She said aging at 30. Wait till you get my age. I'm going to be...
Well, whatever age you are, you look great.
coming in with... I need 4 NAD
She's
drips.
like, right now, ASAP.
So NAD, I've heard of the pills.
Yes.
For people who don't really know what that is, I think people have seen the ads for NAD or NAD Plus on Instagram, things like that.
100%.
Can you break that down in layman's terms?
NAD is something that we all carry in our bodies. It's basically a growth hormone, essentially. It gives you, basically, it biohacks your age. So it gets rid of like all of your old cells, and it tells your body, hey, let's get young again, basically.
Okay.
It's what it's doing in your body. Okay. They call it the reverser. That's what everybody calls NAD.
Wow, okay.
I prefer it in IV. I think it's stronger. It's not very comfortable, I'll be honest. I think the pill is probably the lowest dose that you can get, honestly. So I think the pill is a great enhancer to the IV. But it's not for beginners. So when I first got my first NAD IV, it makes you sick. So you're sick, you might feel queasy, it makes you feel hot. But again, it's about 45 minutes, and as soon as the IV comes out, you're completely fine.
Then you're okay.
But while you're going through the process, it's not very fun.
What's causing the discomfort?
If I'm being honest, no one can really explain it. They just say it's because you can feel the medicine going in there and getting rid of your old cells. Like, that's what all the doctors say. They're just like, it's beating up your old cells. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know if that's like scientific language, but we'll go there.
Well, to get rid of the toxins,
take it,
though, you know, sometimes
because it's essentially what it's doing is
process.
flushing everything out of you.
Okay.
And when I tell you can actually feel it, you can physically feel it.
And you look at people and you think we're all healthy and we feel good.
Yeah.
And then you do something like that and you realize that we all have these like major toxins in our
and it's
system.
honestly environmental sometimes too. It's not even because maybe that person doesn't have a bad diet. Maybe they don't drink alcohol. Maybe they don't, do any of these toxic things, but it's just our environment, period. It's, especially as women, it's what we put on our skin. It's our makeup. It's so many toxins in the environment that are aging us. And so this great drug or this great stem cell that they created it's helping us get rid of all that stuff and flush it out.
Can you speak generically? So we have all of these pills to choose from out there. I've gotten a drip before and I've added glutathione.
Yes.
And intravenously, it was such instant gratification.
Yeah.
It made the skin
it's
glow.
A great antioxidant.
Things like that. So can you talk about the power of doing an IV just in general over pills?
100%. Again, I think, like I said, I prefer IVs because it goes straight there. It's going to go straight to your vein. And like you say, you get that instant gratification. For me, I think anytime I get a basic IV, just period, I think I get the most gratification within 24 hours. So once I get it and I go to sleep and you wake up, you feel it in your whole body. I feel less foggy brain, especially like you said, you got the glutathione. It's great for... It's an antioxidant. You wake up, you feel glowy, you feel more energized. So I just think in general, I think everyone should get IV at least once a month, even if you don't feel like you're dehydrated, because water doesn't just hydrate us.
That's
you need
really
more.
Good.
So
really
I think at least
Houston.
once a month, just for beginners, I think just a basic IV, like a Myers cocktail that has all your vitamins, the hydration, at least once a month, I think is really great.
And do you have memberships or plans that people can do here?
We do. We actually offer IV memberships for sure, because I think that's great. I think our memberships start off at 2 IVs a month minimum, but they go up from there. If you wanted to get one once a week is great. NAD you can do twice a week depending on your dosage. We do it as low as 50 milligrams all the way up to 1,200. So yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Those 90 plus degree temperatures are stick around here in Houston for like 6+ months. So that's really good. Okay, trend number 3, laser hair removal. And this is so important when we're talking about summer beauty trends.
Yes. Because who wants to be hairy?
A lot of skin.
All the skin out with no hair.
Yes.
And also it's good for men and women though, because I'm finding, honestly, lately we've been getting a lot more men come in. They want to get like their hair removed here, maybe even their hairlines, underarms. I've been getting a lot of guys, chest. So it's good. I think a lot of men kind of like run from the spa because they're like, I don't know if that's a girl thing, but it's great. Like you said, it's a great summer trend because our guys want to like have their swim trunks on or like show a little more skin too. So
yes,
we're good. We're ready for both.
They can't reach their own backs.
Exactly. So we take care of all that.
We're so lucky with not having hairy backs, but men, like what else are you gonna do?
Exactly. I mean, speak for yourself. I have a hairy back.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, you know what?
No, I'm just
that was your own admission. Okay.
I actually have no hair because I do a lot of laser.
who have hairy backs, there's help.
Yes.
So walk us through this process because you are actually getting this done. We're gonna do a mock-up today.
Yes.
But people can see kind of how the process works.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's almost painless. I try to tell people it's not completely painless. It's like, because if you're used to getting waxed, this is going to be like super easy for you. What do you think? Because I just did her first treatment a couple days ago and she was kind of scared.
Yeah, I was scared, but it just feels like little rubber bands, like someone's pulling a rubber band, just like
Slightly.
repeatedly doing that.
Okay.
But, yeah, it doesn't feel that bad.
And
It's
what part?
tolerable.
What
I did
part
my
are you? Okay,
underarms.
underarms. Okay.
Yeah, so I did my first treatment. She said it will take like 3 months
Yep.
to see results.
Yep. And so with lasers you have to wait 3 to 4 weeks in between each of your treatments, which is great, especially if you have like hyperpigmentation under your arms or ingrown hairs. This is going to be great for you because you're not gonna have to worry about that anymore.
So how many treatments for underarms, or is it different for every person?
It's different for everyone. For her, I told her she'll start to see her results in about 3 months. Again, she has to come once a month. For a person that has maybe lighter skin or softer skin or a redhead, like you said, they'll probably see their results in 2 treatments. So it really just depends on your grade of hair, your follicles. So I can't say there's not a one-stop shop for all. Some
Okay.
people take 7 treatments, like me. My background is German. I have really thick hair. So for me, it was 5 treatments before my hair was like, okay, I'm not coming back anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then a really important question for women my age
Yeah.
who have had children.
Yeah.
I've gotten my lip done
Yes.
and chin, and then I stopped because I had heard a rumor that women had their first kid, got their laser treatment, the hormones reawakened those follicles, and then their hair grew back. So they were waiting for their second kid or third kid till after they were done with kids, essentially. Is that true, or?
I mean, yes, hormones are a large factor in our hair
Okay.
growth. You don't necessarily have to stop in between your kids. Obviously, this is not great to do while you're pregnant. I would
Okay.
not, and then if you're trying, because we don't fully know what the laser, how it can affect the fetus.
Okay.
I just say to be safe, it's a no.
Okay.
But yes, your hormones are a big factor in that. So if you are pregnant and you're thinking, okay, right after I have this baby, I want to be pregnant again, you probably have to wait on that treatment for
Okay,
sure.
that's really good information for people to know, so they're making their dollar go the longest
Exactly.
way. So, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
But even me myself, like I got my last laser hair treatment maybe over a year ago, and I've never had to shave ever again. It's been over a year, so it's
Okay. See, there you go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so if this is going to be your next treatment,
Yes.
what would you do? So you
So,
normally have gloves on.
We normally have gloves on. We normally have our laser glasses, obviously, because we don't want the laser to affect our eyes. She would come in, shave 24 hours before your treatment because your follicles need to be open.
Okay.
This is our YAG laser, so you can see, I actually put it on YAG for the darker skin. If I was working with someone Caucasian or that has really fair skin, we would switch this over to our Limelight, which is better for a more Caucasian skin.
Okay.
This
and
tip-
is one laser more harsh than the other, or
So
what
it
really is the difference?
The laser, so this laser, because it's more for fair skin, it will pick up any type of pigmentation and make it worse. That's what it does. So a laser is gonna, let's say with her, like she has these moles, she has these beauty marks, because she has that darker tone in the bottom of her skin, the laser will pick it up, and that's what causes the burning or the hyperpigmentation or this coloration.
see. Okay,
So this
interesting.
laser says,
Okay.
oh, this is for darker skin, cool. So I don't have to worry about picking up any of that pigmentation.
Great.
Which
Okay.
is great. So this is our YAG laser, which I was talking about, which is super important, especially in the Houston area, because we deal with people with different darker skin. We have so many nationalities here. This tip actually gets really cold. So when I'm doing it and I push this button and I turn it on, this tip is really cold. So I would get her cold first. I would go over this, get her really cold first, and then start the laser. And it's really quick. It's like literally that fast. And you'll see the red laser tip on her.
How long is each treatment?
For your underarms, it takes about 30 minutes
Okay.
at max. Maybe even less than that, honestly. Like 15 minutes. You come in, we do the laser. We put the aloe vera on afterwards because you are going to be a little red, which is very normal. No swimming, no sweating, no saunas for 48
okay.
hours. So it's really good. No sun exposure. So we don't want you to come in here and get laser and then like go tanning tomorrow. So
Okay.
all activities have to stop for at least 3 days.
3 days, and then in between treatment is how long? 2 weeks?
3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks.
Depending on how her skin took the first treatment. So for her, I told her about 3 weeks. But if she left here and she was really red and she might have been swollen, I would say, okay, let's go 4 weeks. Never longer than 4 weeks between treatments.
But just 3 days so you don't sweat and do sauna.
Exactly.
But then in between the treatments, then you can resume
Everything.
that.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay, that's
100%.
very good.
Yeah.
That's going to be very popular for the summer.
Yeah.
What's the most popular spot?
Honestly, what I'm finding for women, bikini for sure.
Okay.
The women love the bikini, I think, because it's so easy, and again, it gets rid of any discoloration, ingrown hairs. It's great, so we don't want to have to worry about that area when it's summertime. We want to go swimming. And then for men, I'm finding chest. We're getting a lot of chest appointments, chest and back.
You can see those pecs so much better without. Okay, but I'm gonna ask the question that everyone's thinking. This lady area is a lot more sensitive than other parts of the body. Do we need numbing cream there, or should women or men take something before they come in?
So I don't particularly like to use numbing cream because it longers the process. I don't think, again, I have a higher pain tolerance. I don't think that it hurts bad. I would say the pain level for a bikini area is maybe about a 6.
Out of 10?
Yes.
Okay.
If you can wax, you can 100% do this. And there's, you know what I mean? Waxing to me is a 10, where you have this as a 6. I'm not going to say it's completely easy, but it's bearable. We'll say that.
Okay. And what about other intimate areas like the
Honestly, that's the easiest part. So your bum?
Yeah,
believe it or not, it doesn't hurt at all.
Okay.
You actually can't feel anything back there. And I do it myself. I'm also a patient myself. I think, if I'm being honest, the hardest and the most painful that I've ever done laser is nipples.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's both men and women. I think we have so many pain receptors there. Like,
more sensitive area.
There you go.
Okay.
That's more sensitive than anything.
But she's discreet, and you signed something, so if you want to get your behind,
please do it all.
Yes.
We do it from the head to the toe. We even do toes. We do even do the toes.
Okay, beauty trend number 4 is the Salmon DNA facial, and we were talking earlier, this is something where you can wear it as your actual makeup. You can wear your skin as your makeup because it just makes you look so beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Salmon DNA, I always say that this is like a human filter for your skin, honestly, because it helps get rid of pores. It gives you that glow. It really just makes your skin just look youthful and new, and I think that's why everybody loves it.
But it is a little bit, I don't want to say controversial.
Yeah.
But it's shocking because you say salmon DNA because it's more professional and classy to say
Absolutely.
that. But it's salmon sperm.
It is.
So can you give us a quick background of what this is and how someone even came up with this? Like, how do you even know that works, and then you extract it and use it? Like,
so,
how did that come about?
So you know what? I think scientists play with animals all the time, and as you know, like, we have aquatic protein. We take a lot from the ocean already anyways, and it does so good with our bodies. And I think they looked at salmon skin and they're like, oh my god, this skin is always so youthful and it's plump, and they took all these things from the skin and they made it into a jelly. And so women started to inject it. A lot of celebrities have been doing this for a really long time. It actually started in Tokyo. They've been doing it for a really long time, and they were like, we see that this growth factor, because that's essentially what it is. It is sperm, but it's built almost like human DNA, but better, because we don't have to worry about the toxins and the aging and all that stuff with the salmon. And so they took it, started injecting the skin, and they started to see that the side effects were no pores. That's really big over there in Tokyo. So then they were like, oh wow, no pores. What else does it do? It plumps your skin. It does all these things to it. And so we brought it over here, and everyone loves it.
Okay, so what's the process? Does it hurt? Is there any prep time? Anything else that goes
So there's
into
two different ways that we can do it. We have it as a mask. So we do have the Salmon DNA jelly mask that this can just go on your face after you get a facial, which is great. This is an upgrade to any of our facials. But then we also offer it in a injectable, which I think is great. This one is a little bit more painful. So this is like you doing your PRP. We're going to get in there with needles, get deep in there, and then we'll add in the Salmon DNA in that while you're doing your PRP. So one is painful, the other one is not. Obviously, pain is beauty. So the painful one is going to give us better results. This mask is great. It's really relaxing. It feels good because you put it on cold after like a laser treatment that we have, or like a facial. It feels really refreshing. to me, it's better if you can keep it on overnight. So a lot of times it's great for even for myself. I'll sleep in it, and you see the greatest results when you wake up in the morning.
So talking about pain is beauty, though, I have heard before that women are more sensitive to needles and other things around their cycle.
Yes.
Is that something that you tell patients about, like, come after your cycle,
100%,
things like that, or just warn them in general?
No, 100%. I think that's just across the board, even with laser, like we're all more sensitive because your hormones, we're more sensitive around our cycle. So I try to keep people away from getting laser, from getting PRP in their face, any type of needles, even IVs, we're just really more sensitive. It's heightened right around our menstrual cycle.
And then while we're on that subject, a lot of people bruise easier than others. Are there any sort of heads up or warnings for people who haven't gotten injectables yet that you should say, hey, just be aware of this?
Well, honestly, I think drinking alcohol, it's really in our list. So if you were to make an appointment with us, we give you all of these precautions. We try to tell you not to have any alcohol because alcohol does cause more bruising if you're getting any type of needles 48 hours before you come in for your appointment.
Good tip. Good tip. Okay. And especially good going into summer with the beauty trends because a lot of people are drinking more.
No daiquiris before you get your treatment.
Poolside cocktails are out. For
Exactly.
2 days. Very good information.
Exactly.
Okay. Beauty trend number 5. Let's go. All right, summer beauty trend number 5, and this is the only one in the Houston area?
That is correct.
Okay, what are we looking at? What is happening over here?
So right now, our amazing esthetician, Ebony, is prepping her skin for her laser treatment for her glass facial. We love this. She's getting a good cleansing. She's in this cold air that's making her relax and getting her skin prepared for the laser.
So what is a glass laser, and how are we just now learning about it with all of the trends out there?
I think glass is such a trendy word right now. So even if you look up glass skin, I think that's probably the most trending topic on any social media platform.
Yeah.
I think it was only right that they were like, you know what, we're going to make a laser that does this instead of just skincare. Yeah. So when I heard that, I was like, I want to be the first person to have that laser and bring it to Houston. Obviously, it's really big in Los Angeles because of so many events, and it's the Los Angeles, it's the world of Hollywood. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have it in Houston, so I felt like I needed to bring it here.
So how long has it been around, and what's so special about this type of laser? Is it the power? Is it the less downtime?
It's all of the above, honestly. It's because who wants to wait 10 days to get results? You know what I mean? So I think it's so amazing because it has no downtime, essentially. It's not something you can't get the laser today and go on camera today, but you can get the laser today and go on camera in the morning. So I think that's great.
So, and you were telling me behind the scenes, you as a skin expert are not a big fan of chemical peels, but you are in love with this new procedure. Can you compare the two?
Yeah, 100%. So I don't love the risk versus the reward of a chemical peel because there's so much that goes into it. And who wants to sit in the house and stay away from the sun and put on these potions for 10 days to see a very slight change in your skin? I think that you get better rewards out of like a microneedling, like we just spoke about, or the laser facial. I think the laser is quick and to the point, and it gets those pores and it pumps that skin up really fast. You will leave here red, but your results are instant. Like once you wake up, you're going to see them.
We love instant.
Yeah.
And so what is it about certain lasers that have staying power versus trends? Like we heard about a vampire facial. It came and went. And then anything that the Kardashians do, my goodness, the whole world does it.
Absolutely.
But this one you said it has staying power already in Hollywood, so it's trickling over here thanks to you in Houston.
Amen.
What do you think about this is going to last and not just become a trend? It's going to be like the next Botox.
That part. I think honestly I think it's gonna stay because I think now women are getting more away from makeup, and I think this is giving us that natural beauty, that human filter that we talked about in our last treatment. I think it's gonna stay for a really long time because who doesn't love glowing skin? This is not one of those trends. And speaking of the vampire facial is essentially just PRP. That's what we spoke about earlier, which is great. I think it's microneedling. We're just going to put our own liquid gold back into your face. So these are all really great things that create that long-lasting, plump, young, youthful skin. That's why I think this laser is going to be here for a while.
Good. I like your term better. It's more professional with the PRP. You're like, just call it what it is.
Yeah. So I think she's ready. I think we're ready to get her over there to her laser facial. She's relaxed right now with this cold air. It looks like heaven.
I think she's actually asleep.
You ready?
So now this is step number 2.
Yes.
Walk us through this process.
So right now she's just going to mark her face so that we can divide it into sections for our glass laser. Not really a real reason, but it's just easier to have smaller sections. And once she turns the laser on, you'll see why. When it goes fast, she'll be able to mark it and get those sections done pretty easily and fast. Just efficiency.
Looks like Avatar.
It does.
You get pretty skin in a quick Halloween costume.
There you go.
And so what about any pain level for this out of scale of 1 to 10?
Honestly, I would say pain level for this probably is more like a 2 or 3.
Okay.
It's very, very mild. What do you think? You had a slight example of it earlier. What would you say the pain level is? Yeah, it's essentially painless. So this doesn't hurt. I mean, you can go more intense if you're just like, no, I have like 2 days and I'm okay if I start peeling. But if you're like, I want to be on camera tomorrow, we'll make it more mild for you with the same results.
Okay, so we know why we're doing the glass facial for summer. This is safe for anyone. Talk about price point and how many treatments could be needed.
So to me, to reach optimal results, you're looking at about 3 treatments.
Okay.
Your treatments can be done every 2 weeks, which is great. You'll keep that glow. You'll really, really very much see no pores. You'll see a huge difference in your pores. You'll see, like, if you have slight wrinkles instead of Botox, this is great for that. So, like our smile lines as women, because we smile a lot, you know, or you're on camera, you talk a lot, so those muscles get used a lot. It will help with those, any of the superficials. And what was your other question? You said, what is the downtime?
Price point for folks who can budget for the look they want.
Right, absolutely. So for our basic, just really minimal glass facial, it's only $199. So then we get into different tiers of it, where if we want to add the Salmon DNA mask afterwards, and we want to add serums afterwards, or you want to include the oxygen in the back where we did that facial, those are all deluxe pricing. But the basic entry walk-in, you just was like, I just want the glass facial, it's only $199.
And how long's the whole process from start to finish?
Start to finish, you're looking at about an hour, because our lovely esthetician is very thorough. So she'll very much almost make you feel serene in there when she's massaging you and getting you prepped, and then you come in here. This process itself is about 25 to 30 minutes. So together you're looking at about an hour.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's very relaxing.
Yeah.
And then is this something that you do on other parts of the body? I know we're saying facial, but can you do the chest?
We can do anything here and up.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So obviously, I think a lot of people, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because
Yeah.
a lot of people forget about their necks, obviously. And it's like, we need to keep that collagen and that shine in our neck too. We don't want to be like, we don't want to be 20 here and 50 here, you know, like we want to be the same.
It's a thing I've noticed as I've reached my 40s, where and this happens with a lot of women too. We take such good care and put all the protective serums and lotions and potions and sunscreen on our face, and then we're freckly on the chest.
Yeah.
And so what about that? Because in the summer we're showing things off a little bit more.
Yeah.
What do you recommend that y'all do here for that area?
Honestly, our facials can come down. Anything that we do on your face, our lovely esthetician is going to bring it down. So we're going to come all the way down, and we're going to always add it to here and above.
Okay.
It's important. We can't forget about that.
Ebony
can get low.
She's going to get low.
So it makes this lovely sound to let us know it's ready. There it goes. And this is great too, even if people have tattoos on their skin. Can you see that? You can. So when she uses this, she's using this to maybe cover up tattoo, or if you have hair. If you have hair on your face, you'll hear the little pops in there because it's catching the hair. But other than that, it's perfect. And then you can cool it. So that tip that she's using, the copper tip, it's copper. It's really cold. It almost feels like it's freezing. So she'll go over it with the laser and then cool it with that. And maybe you could do like the middle.
So it looks like it's smoking, but it doesn't hurt at all?
No.
Wow.
How do you feel? So this is where this is where you can kind of understand, like even if you see it, it's already resurfacing her skin. So we're getting a little red here. So if she had any like acne scars, this is really great for me, for myself. I do it on my smile line so that we can create that collagen and that tightness in the skin. Is really great.
And then she's essentially covering the eyebrows.
The eyebrow, and or, you know, we have some patients that maybe have like a face tattoo, or if you have your eyebrows tattooed on, we get that a lot. Or maybe like lips. So this is going to protect that, because obviously we don't want to put a laser on that. It's going to take away some of the pigment and the color.
But if she hits a little piece of hair, it'll make that.
That's what we hear. That's what we smell.
That Pac-Man sound.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we smell. Yep. So if you have any facial hair, a lot of times you can do the dermal planing before you come here, before we do this, and get rid of any of the hair, like the peach fuzz. That's a great idea too. Yeah.
It's going to be a hairless summer in Houston, folks.
Hairless summer in Houston. I love that. I love that. So probably could just do one more section and then show her the cream. Yeah.
It's like an arcade game. It's relaxing and fun, folks.
So essentially, if we were doing the whole thing, you can kind of see that she's a little red here. So we'll get some redness, which is totally normal, and that's why we use the lovely aftercare with SkinCeuticals. We put that on. It calms the skin. It's going to help rebuild anything that the laser broke down, which is great. This is our Salmon DNA mask. It's one of my favorite. It's chilled. We put that on, let her sit in here for maybe another 25 to 30 minutes, depending on the patient's time. If she doesn't have a lot of time, then it's something that I'll say, hey, take this home and sleep in it, because it's really good. Do you feel hot? Does anything feel hot? No? It's good? You're red, but your skin's going to look great.
And then how long do you put that mask on?
If you can stay in the spa, we would like for you to keep it on for about 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay.
If you can't, because a lot of people are like, I've been here for an hour, I don't have the time, then I would say take it home and please sleep in it.
Okay, sleep in it. This is the one you said overnight.
Yes.
Okay.
It's really calming and refreshing. It feels good. So we'll keep this on, and then we try to send them home with our SkinCeuticals product, which I think, again, is great for after laser care. And I think that's something that I would tell them to put on for the next couple of days, especially after any of their laser treatments.
It's an easy process.
Yeah. It's fun.
All right, so we broke down the beauty trends, but for people who are new to all of this and they're doing their initial research, can you just speak in general about some treatments or procedures to stay away from and why, and just how to start all of this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can understand, because sometimes this can all be overwhelming. There's so many med spas, there's so many offices, so many treatments to choose from, and it's just like, what's good for me? I can't speak on treatments that you should not do, because I think everyone is different. Some treatments that are great for you may not be great for me. So I don't necessarily think that there are treatments that you should stay away from, but I think there are precautions that you should always take when you're dealing with, you know, your body. One of those things is doing really good research. There's something that you can look up online, and it's called MD Search, and you can search that medical facility and make sure everybody is licensed and, you know, they have a good health grade. Like, those are all great ways to make sure the facility that you're going to is a good facility and they haven't harmed anyone. That's a great idea. When we're talking about lasers, I think it's really, really important to go to a place that has the laser that's good for your skin. So if you have more fair skin, make sure they have that laser, that limelight laser that's good for your skin. If you have darker pigmentation in your skin, they have to have a YAG, because anything other than that, it's going to burn us.
A YAG.
A YAG. Y-A-G.
Y-A-G. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's super. That's like super. I always try to teach anyone that comes in the door or that has any type of color in their skin or melanin in their skin, that they need to make sure that laser says YAG. Don't let anybody touch you unless it says YAG.
That's important. I learned a new word though, and I think people. We were joking about redheads, but there's a lot of if they're doing it, if redheaded people are doing this for the first time,
absolutely,
they may not know what laser they need. This stuff is crucial information because if you go to a person who is administering a bad laser, you can get tiger striped or something like that.
Get a burn. I mean, yeah, it's you see the horror stories online all the time, and so I understand why a lot of people are so apprehensive to come in and get treatments, because it's like our face is the first thing people see, or you know, it's your skin. And so when you go online and you see these horrific chemical pills, or you see this and you see how it's damaged their skin, they're like, oh my God, I'm staying away. So I can understand that.
And then if you use injectables, Botox, fillers, things like that, the PRP, how do you know who to go to as far as it's not an exact science, it's art basically.
Absolutely.
So how do you know how to pick the right person for you?
You know, for me, I'm really big on, not only is the research good, well, like I said, you go online and you search the MDs and make sure the nurses and everybody there is licensed. You also do research, look at their work, go to realself.com and you can see like some of their work, go to their reviews and see if people are posting pictures. For us, we do a lot of Instagram and social media things, and so it's really important for me, and that took a long time for me to hire my injectors, my nurses, because I'm very, very adamant about having really good work, because like you said, it's art, you know what I mean? And so if you inject a person in the wrong place, they can, if the bad Botox will look, you know, you'll walk around and look like, you know,
or you're really
there
surprised for about like 4 to 5 months.
Exactly. So again, I think the best way is just do your research and don't be forced or pressured to go in and make that appointment that day. I'm really big on research. Look at their social media. Ask a friend if they've seen it, and go online and Google their reviews. Like, I'm such a big reviewer. Like, it doesn't matter where I go, especially in a new place like this in Houston. I'm going to look at the reviews and I'm going to say, well, let me see their work. Let me see what that nurse is doing.
Look them up.
Look them up.
Okay, so you've gotten us beach body ready. Thank you so much, Shauna.
Of course. Thank you for coming by.
I haven't even done anything and I feel more beautiful just because I'm researched and in the know now.
Thank you for coming to the spa.